Every experienced analyst or data scientist knows that when the business poses a question, that question first needs to be examined and interpreted and structured, really to make sure that we're going to answer the right question in the right way. And here's such a question. What is our monthly churn rate? We'll start, as I just said, by examining the question in the first place. We'll do this in sequiturs.ai, which is a perfect environment in which to do this, and walk through the problem and interpret it and come up with a basic action. We now have a general idea for what we're going to do and why. So, of course, the next step is to do the analysis. And the last step is to share the analysis. Now, we're going to share the analysis in sequiturs.ai. We'll start by including the initial pre-thinking we did on the topic as a sub-argument. So here we're starting where we left off, and then we'll go step by step through our analysis, the consideration for what we did, and where appropriate, we will link to our Tableau dashboard, or in this case, Confluence document, which has the actual results of the analysis. Typically, analysts do their analysis and then create PowerPoint presentations or some slide-based presentation. They put the analysis, let's say the visual analysis, in a slide, and then they create a few bullet points and explanation of each slide, and they have to kind of fit the analysis into their story arc. We turn that model on its head in sequiturs.ai. We always lead with reasons or context or the essential takeaways, and we include the analysis itself as citation where it's needed. This way, we're focusing first and foremost on the key aspects of the story and the reasoning that we want to communicate back to stakeholders. And then, of course, when we get to our therefore, we can just answer our question outright and provide, let's say, a Tableau or Looker dashboard here that stakeholders will likely want to go into in more detail. But here we've just answered the question. sequiturs.ai is not a static document in which to centralize our reasoning and analytical outputs. It's a living, breathing, evolving document. My stakeholders will engage directly with any part of my analysis. In this toy example, I've got a direct challenge to the second part of my analysis about the time granularity of my user cohorts. So my stakeholders can be very surgical with which part of my analysis they want to address, and they can understand my steps and my thinking about the analysis very clearly. Also, we can engage in discussion through comments. Stakeholders can pose specific questions about specific parts of the analysis. This is the case here as well as here, where a stakeholder is just questioning the data. It just doesn't look right, something you might hear a lot, but we can be very clear about where exactly we see a question. We don't have questions about the other areas. And in this way, we can be extremely specific and focused as we talk through the analysis to make sure it's clear, it's communicated clearly, the reasoning and the context are abundantly clear, and then stakeholders can specifically target any part of the analysis for questioning and for elaboration. When analysts create PowerPoint presentations, those presentations are static. And when they're done being presented, they are saved on directories and usually become obsolete over time. If another phase of the analysis occurs, then it's a new PowerPoint presentation with new results. The beauty of sequiturs.ai is that this analytical argument will evolve as the analysis evolves over any period of time. So here we have some questions. Let's say, why would cumulative cohort usage trend upwards after month 4? We can do that analysis, and then we can go revise. Now we're going to be adding reasons or premises or evidence or conclusions. And let's say we do some analysis. We determine that lower tier users have churned out by month 4, after which the remaining users consume at a higher rate. Doesn't make tons of sense, but again, it's an example. And we would want to add our evidence. And then we'd want to publish this new version. Oh, we say we have a new version of our analytical presentation, and we can see how it updates over time. We can track how the analysis evolves. Finally, sequiturs.ai provides what I like to call analytical metadata, the reasoning, context around the analysis. Ordinarily, research is performed, presentations are made, and then it drifts into ancient history. With sequiturs.ai, we retain a record of not just what we produced on an analytical front, but why, how it's relevant. In a year down the road, 2 years down the road, we can go back and reference not just our churn rates, but why we developed churn this way, what we were solving for. And this is a valuable artifact that will help us get smarter.